They got to Roman Reigns. Let that sink in for one full moment before we go any further. Not a mid-card superstar. Not a rising talent still finding their footing on the main roster. Not even an established main eventer who has built their reputation over years of consistent performance at the highest level. They got to Roman Reigns. The tribal chief. The head of the table. The single most protected, most politically powerful, most physically imposing and strategically intelligent superstar this company has produced in the modern era. A man who spent years at the absolute summit of professional wrestling, essentially untouchable, essentially invulnerable, essentially operating on a plane so far above the rest of the roster that the concept of someone successfully attacking him felt almost theoretical rather than genuinely possible. On February 21, 2026, that theoretical became devastatingly, shockingly, historically real. The mystery attacker, the entity that has been carving a path of violence and chaos through the WWE roster in 2026 with a consistency and a brutality that has left superstars hospitalized, alliances shattered, and an entire company scrambling for answers it cannot find, walked up to the most significant target available in professional wrestling today and delivered an assault so brutal, so complete, and so symbolically massive that the entire WWE landscape has been fundamentally destabilized in a single night. If you thought you understood what this mystery attacker was building toward before tonight, I need you to throw every assumption you had completely out of the window right now, because February 21, 2026 just rewrote everything. Welcome to Ring Grumble 1, and this is the most important breakdown I have ever had to deliver on this channel. Let us establish the full scope and the full context of what the mystery attacker has done throughout 2026 before we get to the Roman Reigns assault specifically, because understanding the complete pattern of this campaign of violence is absolutely essential to grasping why tonight's attack represents such a seismic and genuinely historic escalation. From the very opening weeks of 2026, this mystery attacker announced their presence not with words or promos or carefully positioned social media content but with action. Immediate, violent, purposeful action that communicated from the very first strike that this was not someone interested in building slowly toward relevance through the conventional means that WWE typically offers its superstars as a path to prominence. The Royal Rumble attack on Bron Breakker was the opening statement, a declaration delivered on one of WWE's biggest annual stages to one of the company's most physically imposing young talents, chosen specifically because taking Bron Breakker down sends a message that attacking someone less formidable simply cannot send. The sustained campaign against the Vision on Raw was the paragraph-by-paragraph argument, methodical, escalating, relentless in its consistency and its willingness to absorb whatever organizational response WWE attempted to mount without slowing or redirecting or showing any sign of the hesitation that would indicate self-doubt or strategic uncertainty. The hospital attack. The SmackDown corridor strikes. The brutalization of Bronson Reed alongside Bron Breakker. Each incident building on the last. Each escalation more brazen than the one before it. Each successful strike demonstrating that whatever security measures WWE implemented in the aftermath of the previous attack were insufficient to the task of neutralizing a threat operating with this level of sophistication and this degree of apparent insider knowledge about how the organization functions from the inside. And then came February 21, 2026. And Roman Reigns. And everything changed. Because here is what the Roman Reigns attack communicates that every previous strike in this 2026 campaign could not, regardless of how brutal or how shocking those previous strikes were in their own individual contexts. Attacking Bron Breakker tells you the mystery attacker is dangerous and physically capable and willing to target rising stars who represent the future of this company. Attacking the Vision tells you the mystery attacker is patient and strategic and capable of sustaining a campaign of pressure against a specific target over an extended period of time. Attacking Bronson Reed tells you the mystery attacker does not fear physical size or physical reputation as a deterrent. All of those things together tell you this is a genuinely serious threat operating with genuine capability and genuine intent. But attacking Roman Reigns, successfully attacking Roman Reigns, landing the kind of assault that leaves the tribal chief visibly damaged and the WWE production team scrambling to manage the optics of what the live audience and the television audience just witnessed, that tells you something categorically different and categorically more alarming. That tells you the mystery attacker has reached a level of capability, confidence, and strategic boldness that places them effectively beyond the reach of any conventional organizational response WWE has available to deploy. That tells you this person or persons are not simply dangerous within the normal parameters of what dangerous means in a professional wrestling context. They are operating at a level of threat that this company has genuinely never had to manage before in quite this form and with quite this consistency of execution. Roman Reigns being a victim. Those three words together form a sentence that should not be grammatically possible in the WWE universe of 2026. And yet here we are. Now let us talk about the specific nature and the specific details of what happened on February 21st, because the manner in which this attack was carried out reveals crucial information about who we are dealing with and what their ultimate objective actually is. The location was not random. The timing was not random. The method was not random. Nothing about how the mystery attacker operates has ever been random, and February 21st was no exception to that rule. Roman Reigns was targeted in a specific place at a specific moment that required precise knowledge of his post-show movements, the kind of knowledge that once again points unmistakably toward someone with genuine inside access to WWE's operational information, someone who knows where Roman Reigns goes and when and with how much security presence surrounding him at any given moment. The attack itself was described by witnesses as unlike anything the mystery attacker has deployed in any previous incident throughout this 2026 campaign. Not simply because of the target, though the target alone elevates every aspect of this incident's significance, but because of the level of preparation and the level of sustained ferocity that characterized what was done to Roman Reigns on that night. This was not a quick ambush designed for fast damage and a clean escape. This was an assault that lasted long enough and was severe enough in its physical consequences that the question of Roman Reigns' availability for upcoming WWE programming is now genuinely uncertain in a way that nobody in that organization anticipated having to manage heading into this period of the year. Think about what it takes to plan an attack on Roman Reigns at this level. Think about the intelligence gathering required. Think about the physical preparation required to actually execute violence against one of the most physically capable human beings on this entire planet. Think about the psychological fortitude required to carry out that plan with sufficient composure and commitment that it achieves its intended effect rather than being neutralized by Roman's own considerable physical and strategic capabilities before it can be fully executed. Whatever else we can say about the mystery attacker, and there is much we still do not know, we cannot say they are anything less than extraordinarily capable across every dimension that this level of targeting requires. And now the 2026 highlights reel, because looking at everything this mystery attacker has accomplished across these past weeks and months as a complete body of work rather than as individual isolated incidents is genuinely staggering and genuinely revealing in ways that individual event analysis consistently undersells. Start at the Royal Rumble and trace the line forward. Braun Breaker at the Rumble. The vision on Raw over multiple weeks. Bronson Reed alongside Braun in a dual target strike. The backstage corridor attacks on SmackDown. The hospital incident that crossed every moral and professional line available to cross. The SmackDown revelation moments. And now Roman Reigns on February 21, 2026 is the most dramatic and most consequential escalation in a campaign that has been escalating from its very first moment. That is not the work of someone acting impulsively or opportunistically. That is a carefully designed and meticulously executed strategic plan with a specific endpoint in mind. And every target selected, every timing decision made, every method employed has been in service of moving toward that endpoint with maximum efficiency and maximum impact. The mystery attacker is not reacting to circumstances. The mystery attacker is creating circumstances. Manufacturing the specific conditions that serve their larger objective by systematically eliminating or destabilizing every potential obstacle between where they are now and where they intend to be when this campaign reaches its conclusion. And Roman Reigns being added to the list of casualties, Roman Reigns being the most recent and most significant name on that list as of February 21, 2026. Suggests very strongly that the endpoint of this plan is closer than any of us realized and that the mystery attacker has assessed Roman as the final significant obstacle requiring neutralization before that endpoint can be reached. So where does WWE go from here? Because the institutional response to this Roman Reigns attack cannot be the same vague, inadequate, carefully worded non-response that has characterized the company's communication around every previous mystery attacker incident in 2026. Roman Reigns is not a mid-card talent whose injury can be managed quietly and whose absence can be explained away without significant programming consequences. Roman Reigns is the gravitational center around which significant portions of WWE's creative and commercial infrastructure orbit, and his sudden forced absence from that position creates a vacuum that is going to be felt immediately and dramatically across both Raw and SmackDown in ways that the mystery attacker has almost certainly factored into their planning. The power vacuum created by Roman Reigns being taken off the board, even temporarily, is itself a weapon that the mystery attacker can exploit. Every faction, every alliance, every carefully balanced political relationship in that locker room that has been maintained in part through the implicit threat of Roman Reigns' displeasure and Roman Reigns' capability, all of that becomes unstable and renegotiable the moment Roman is no longer physically present and physically capable of enforcing the equilibrium his presence created. The mystery attacker did not just attack Roman Reigns the individual. They attacked the entire organizational structure that Roman Reigns' dominance was holding in place. And the chaos that follows in that structure's destabilization may be precisely what this person has been engineering from the very beginning of their 2026 campaign. I need you in those comments right now with everything you have got, because this is the moment this community has been building toward all year, and your voice matters enormously in this conversation. Who do you think the mystery attacker is after everything we have witnessed in 2026? Does attacking Roman Reigns represent the climax of this plan or simply its most dramatic midpoint? And what does WWE look like in the weeks ahead with the tribal chief potentially on the sidelines? Drop every theory, every observation, every piece of evidence you have been collecting since the Royal Rumble right here right now. Share this video with every single WWE fan you know immediately, because February 21, 2026 is a date that will be referenced in WWE history discussions for years to come, and Ring Rumble 1 is giving you the most complete, most passionate, most honest breakdown of everything it means, available anywhere on the internet right now. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, turn on every single notification, because the fallout from the Roman Reigns attack is going to move faster and hit harder than anything we have covered on this channel before, and we are going to be right here for every single moment of it. Ring Rumble 1. When the most protected man in WWE gets taken down, we are the ones who make sure you understand exactly why it matters. Every single time,